The question number 3, I'm going to talk about some strategies that I've choose to engage my students with these online activities. So I'm going to talk about the 5 things. The first one would be the build initial momentum. So I set really clear aesthetic, clear rules for them. I like talk to them my expectation of how they participate in the class. And I also show like what kind of like different standards of the participants would be useful for them. For example, like they study here and then they study the course and they update the process here. Yeah. And then I'm going to give the feedback when if they need. For example, like and they prepare the presentation and they send it to me, and then yeah, and then I give them the feedback. So the first thing is like talk to them clearly about your expectation of their participant in the class. And next, I also explain why I was using the online technologies in the class. The reason is like I wanted to build their self-study, self-learning ability. So I hope that like after the course they can study whatever they like. It's not only about the English skills. So I choose these technologies because they can keep track on their process. So because like when they complete something, so all the work is recorded. Yeah, for example, when they complete this and then it was check, they finished it, and then they share the result with the class. So I just like to motivate them. I just facilitate the technologies. So be with them and give them the guidance or instructions for the process. So I also told them that okay, don't rely on me. So this is all about all your own studying. So study by yourself, and I'm here to guide you and to support you when you need. So I also like acknowledge my students' contribution. So when they comment or give the review the other students' contribution, so I encourage them to do that. That's a good one. Like to give them some really short compliment, like, oh, wow, that's great, you're doing great and keep it up. And I ask, how about the others? So just like the way that I interact with my students. And timely feedback, like when they ask me like for the feedback, so I will message them. Okay. Or this one, my student got some like wait, I'm sorry. Okay, I just remember this one. My student have no ideas about their presentation, so he asked me for suggestions, and then yeah, I give you I give him some suggestions about something relating to them. And so it's about like build the initial momentum. So clear, establish clear ground rules, explain the why we're using this technology, being like guide on the side, just like not control, not manage everything. So just give the guidance, instruction, and acknowledge my students' contributions and give the feedback timely. It's very important. Any support if they got some trouble with their learning. And the second thing is about maintain the participant and engagement. So the participant is also important in the students' learning process. My students have a job, it's a full-time job, so they are busy. So they don't really have too much time to study like 2 hours or 4 hours. No way. So they're too busy. So I'm trying to break the assessment task or assignment, break it into the smaller chunk. So smaller chunk. So make sure that they just finish the small things, and then we just like it's just gonna bigger and bigger, and they're gonna improve gradually. The one thing like I build I create let me see, assessment for with the participants. And I want to show, because my students are busy, so I also help them to manage their time. Just so if they have to work during the daytime, so they can get up early to get the assignment done, or they just spend like 15 minutes or 30 minutes before they go to sleep. So the third one being the present with them. So the teacher presence is so important, critically important in the online learning environment. So I again I just show you this one, right? So I'm like I did the course with them. I studied the course with them. Just to be example, so when I make sure that like students finish everything that they're gonna learn, and for example, like my student, I share the certificate that I got with them, and then yeah, my student can get the same thing or even better than me. So just be the sample, being an example for them, and just try to plan the lessons, um, like participate in the discussion. Especially I just remember the time like when my student talked to the foreigner teacher. So the I mean it's about the different accents. So the teachers sometimes couldn't understand my students' ideas, so I'm gonna help them to explain clearly, okay, or just message them, or just remind them to try to be slowed down, and to make sure that the audience is understanding what you are talking about. And I could see like teacher's presentation I'm sorry, teacher presents is a motivational. It's one of the important factor that student feel motivated and engaged in the class. A one thing I did during the class is like my show my personality. So I am full on like I'm gonna like talk to them like my real one. It's just not as a teacher. Like I could be their friend, I could be their peer, study with them. Yeah. So just be myself in a class and talk about creating the learning community because this is online class. So we're gonna talk to each other like social media. This is one of Zalo. Yeah, is a really common social media um in the in Vietnam. So I create a group and gather all my students in the class. Okay, the last thing I wanted to mention is about the different time to study. So my students, they are from different parts of Vietnam. And even me, so we just living in a different parts of Vietnam. So we gonna meet to we're gonna meet twice a week in Zoom, online Zoom, and we will message or interact with each other by messaging for the rest of the week. So yeah, so time all different, and because of my students, they're busy at work, so again, they just study when they finish your work. And that would be like help beneficial for them. Okay, so that's all about like the way that I engage or motivate my students. So thank you for listening.